There is somebody in your past that you judged heavily, and you are being called to heal from that at this time. If you're new, welcome. All the trigger warnings, as you can tell. I'll explain myself if I feel the need to further. There is something very deep emotionally within you that you, in some way, shape, or form, have not been allowing it to have grace in your presence. What does that mean? So whenever you think about it, right? Whenever you start feeling those emotional waters within you churning, right? Instead of being calm like a mirror, when they start churning, there's something about that's your sign. That's your sign. Okay? A ship can't anchor in stormy waters. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I got. And with what I know, let me translate this, okay? So that's what I got, but maybe it resonates with you. Now I'm going to translate it my way. The image might resonate, but the translation might not. So, just take what resonates, as they say. Okay, so whenever those waters start churning, it's showing you that in some way you think you have control, but the point is to get comfortable in being out of control because you are simply walking in faith. In that knowing within you of what it is guiding you to. If the waters within you are calm like a mirror, drop anchor. What does that mean? Observe. Stop and observe, right? That's how you keep a ship from moving. You have to anchor it in because the waters are always moving beneath the surface. Now, when those waters start getting choppy, the boat can stay there. This is my translation, okay? The boat can stay there for a little bit because every vessel can handle different intensities or variations of waves, of change. So you wouldn't, like a little rowboat wouldn't drop their little anchor and try to stay out at sea when it gets stormy. Ships could be of significant. Maybe you're getting a boat, maybe you have a boat, or maybe you're going on a cruise or something. That would be really cool. Although, I don't know, man. I've seen some videos, a lot of videos, and they're like horror stories. Anyways, there's something about having to take a chance with something that you feel uncomfortable with. Okay? You could have I feel like you have a lot of stress. Remember, breathe. Identify the waters. Pond, stream, river, lake, ocean, sea, canal. Okay, identify the waters. What are the attributes of the waters? And for those who might not be following along, I get it. My readings, my messages can be quite cryptic. Sorry, Oracle of Delphi. What was I saying? This is why I don't break channel. Thank you. Identify the energies that are within you. What are energies? We're in flesh, which is mostly water right now, okay? So that's why waters are emotions, feelings, okay? Things that touch you, things that you touch, things that you experience by feeling, whether that's physically feeling, mentally feeling, or emotionally feeling. It stirs the waters within you. And you are being brought to wade in the primordial waters at this time. And the primordial waters are very still. They're very quiet, very reflective, okay? And that can be unsettling because when the water is reflective, you cannot see what lies beneath. You cannot see below. You cannot see behind. You can only see. And ironically enough, listen to this, okay? The only place you can really see out in water like that is by going further into the dark. So it's not as reflective, not as blinding, which then doesn't allow you to fully see your surroundings, right? And you're in the water, but now we are becoming the water, okay? The waters within you, the waters of the temple. The body is the temple that houses the soul. Okay? Some things are not as they seem for you, okay? Like that scenario I just described, right? You could feel the nerve rising and then you realize, oh no, there's still stillness here. It was just me thinking the worst. So you're being asked by whom? By whom? By who? Do you want to know by who? How can we find this out? Because it could be, yeah, I guess tea leaves, that works. I hate this, the biggest freaking deck. Okay, we're gonna set our intention. We're not doing the burning of the incense today. Today is a trust fall, okay? So normally on my channel, I've started doing a little mini contract that you can connect to my energy so long as the incense on this stick is burning. And let me tell you, that's for every time you watch my channel. Every time you connect with my energy, you need to have the knowledge that you know there's a contract attached to this connection. There's a soul tie, right? So acknowledge that in everything you're seeing and feeling while you are waiting in the primordial waters of your soul. I like that. I might label this video that. Who is this message from for the collective, please? You're being asked to seek, pursue, follow, trust, peace within, stillness within. Do not be afraid of stillness. Do not be afraid of silence. Do not be afraid of without, because you are always within. Okay. For some of you, this message is from, is this everyone? Give me everything all up front now, please. Okay, I'm getting a very clear inner child, okay? So this is, I want you to decide for you what you feel masculine energy is, okay? For me, that's strong energy, right? Whatever you label as being strong, whatever you see strength as, okay? And then, and I'm getting both positive and negative of the aspects, okay? You are safe to go into the dark because you are the light. So don't be afraid when you feel in the dark about something, when you feel in the dark about how you're feeling, when you feel in the dark about how you're thinking, when you feel in the dark about what you're going to do next, where you're going to go. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, you guys. This is inner child. Oh, I haven't shown you the card. I'm sorry. My fault. So this is the younger man card, okay? And maybe this, and it doesn't have to be like boy and girl, okay? You don't have to feel the energy, because if you look at a little girl, you know, purely, innocently, from the eyes of God, the eyes of truth, the eyes of stillness and peace and love, all the good things, right? All the good vibes. None of that wicked shit. Yeah. When you look at it through the eyes of purity, you can see, and you can even see this in grown men and women, boys and girls, right? You can see the more masculine aspects, and you can see the more feminine aspects. You can see when they come out more. You can also see why they can come out more, why they do, why it's possible for them to, right? Or maybe this is what you're learning. You could be learning from your kids at this time. I always say that because it says dealings or relationship with a younger man. So a younger man could be a brother. You could be learning from a brother, or someone in your life who is brother-like, that is younger than you, okay? So this could be like a friend that you feel is more like family, and you're like, well, if I did have a brother, because maybe you don't, maybe you only have a sister. I'm just speaking from my eyes, okay? Then you could say, oh, this is my brother. Like, learn to identify how you are viewing things when the waters are not still within. Oh, I'm getting that Bruce Lee quote, be like water. Oh, you could be into martial arts. I love that. And I never got to experience that as a kid, and it really sucks. Because like I said, you look at kids and you can see where some just, oh, she's a tomboy. So what? Like, people used to talk so much trash to, well, me personally and my sister when we were little, because we like climbing trees. Like, I was afraid, but my sister would push me. She wasn't nice about it, but she pushed me, like, come on, don't be a baby. And then I would get up there and I would really enjoy it, and then I'd be like, oh my god, now I have to get down, and I would be like so scared. Just come on, just put your foot down. And I was like, what do you mean? It doesn't feel like it's a good move right now. But so maybe you're slowly making your way down into these primordial waters within, okay? Down into these deeper emotions, these deeper experiences that you have had in your life that for some reason seem to be unsettling the waters. It's like, it's almost like you're it's like fighting against the current, okay? Instead of going with the flow. Again, when you're in the darkness, you are the light. The choice as to whether or not you're going to be dimming that light or empowering it lies within you. We cannot control what happens around us. We can only control how we allow it to affect us within. And that's usually expressed by, or played out by those around us. in interactions we have, because it's the most powerful way to bring attention to us about what's going on in here. Again, you could feel really stressed out. I'm getting that song 21 Pilots, when the moms would sing us to sleep, and now we're stressed out. But now we're stressed out. Never stop singing, dude, never stop the things that you do with your kids. I don't care how old they are. I still rub all my babies the way that I did when I was lulling them to sleep and calming them when they had colic, and, you know, just letting them feel that they were nurtured and held when they felt unstable as babies. You know, and you can, this may resonate with you as well. Maybe you're this way, or maybe you needed this when you were younger. There's something here about learning about what you need from what you give to everyone around you. How do you treat everyone in your life, and why do you treat them that way? Now, how do you treat yourself in similar situations? If you were them, how would you want to be treated? Which way would best soothe you and nurture you? Do you provide that for everyone in your life? And is it provided for you? Where are you providing it? Where are you not providing it? Where are you receiving it? Where are you not receiving it? Okay? Again, I really feel a need for maybe yoga would help you. I don't know. I personally, I'd rather just go to a playground and play like a kid. And if I feel like doing half-assed cartwheels in front of everybody, then I'm going to do it. But I would really appreciate if, you know, people wouldn't like, what's that? Hackling? Is it hackling? Yeah. Like, I don't know. There's something about that. So maybe you were bullied as a kid or picked on for being different, right? Like, because I talked about me and my sister. I wasn't as wild and free as she was. I was definitely a very scared child. And this could be important for you. Maybe you have a child who is timid in nature. Nurture them how you feel or wish you could have been nurtured, but also at the same time, how have you nurtured them thus far, and how have you rejected them thus far? Really look into the rejections, the ones you've received and the ones you've dished out at this time. That is going to help you calm the waters within. Again, you could be learning from someone younger than you, but this message could also be from, and this, again, trigger warning on my channel. For some of you, this message could be from a spirit baby. Now, why is a spirit baby a trigger warning, Maria? Well, because spirit babies are not just babies that are in spirit waiting to be incarnated, my loves. Spirit babies are also babies whom have attempted to enter their soul cycle, and that has in some way, shape, or form not come to pass, and it was involved with you. So you could have, this is where the trigger comes, you could have lost a baby at some point in time, okay? There's nothing anyone can say or do to identify how that makes you feel but you when something like that happens to you, okay? Don't allow anyone to put shame where you are already shaming yourself, I feel, about something, okay? So that was for somebody, but this could be from a spirit baby, okay? This could be from a spirit baby, and I feel at this point, if you're continuing in the message, you're comfortable with what I'm about to say. So this could have been, and the spirit baby, okay? It can also be, it doesn't have to be a child lost in infancy, okay? It can be just a child that you've lost, period. who's now in spirit. At any age, because at any age there's still that baby in our eyes, at least to me as a mother. I have 3 personally, and that's how I see them. That's how I always see them. Maybe identify how it is that you see the connections in your life that are tumultuous, to bring stillness, okay? But approach them with an open heart, knowing already that you are going to receive messages that trigger you, that set you off, that frustrate you, that aggravate you, that enrage you, that also justify you, though, in some way. Or maybe this is like a judgment. Successfully overcoming a problem with Bridge and November. As I am filming this, it is November, so maybe this is, let me put them in the order I got them. I don't want to just spit stuff out. One moment, guys. Let me get the full message before I keep. There's something important here about looking at the people that you have judged in your past, so that you can also identify how you feel you have been judged in the past. You know, because sometimes we are judged and sometimes we're the ones judging, but we may think that everyone is judging us. So maybe you're very defensive at this time. I don't know. Your energy does feel very stressed out. You could be getting a lot of headaches. Maybe you're overworked. I get it. I get it. A lot of people are right now. It is really hard to be around a lot of people right now for some of us. And maybe that's for you. Maybe you are very sensitive to others' emotions, others' feelings, others' thoughts. And right now it can, it could be difficult being around a lot of people for you. You might not realize that. Pay attention to how you feel. And then also identify how they're grouped, right? Because we have people that we hang out with that we're super comfortable with. And then we have people that we're not as comfortable with. And then we have people we're not comfortable at all with, right? Because we are here to experience the full spectrum of life. So you could be needing to take vitamins at this time. You might be deficient in some sort. Don't, listen, go see your doctor, whatever. If you're a doctor, honey, maybe you can identify this for yourself. I don't know. But I'm seeing maybe you should have a panel run, a full panel for something. Because there's always all sorts of crazy stuff that can be going on within that we don't know about, right? And then if anything does come up through that, then maybe from there, see how you feel about what comes up and then research how you want to approach it. Because maybe you want a more holistic approach to something versus what they immediately try to, pull you into. Oh, you should do this. Okay, wait a minute, but what else could I possibly do? What are my other options? There has to be something that is not as harmful as what you're expressing to me, or as invasive as what you are, suggesting. Watch in your life where you have given another the power of suggestion over you in your decision making. You could need to call back your power from anyone, like a cord cutting. Thank you. It's the best way I can identify this. All right. I feel, again, you're very stressed out. Whoever this is, you feel very stressed out. You feel very stiff, very tense. You need a break. You need a break in whatever way your break appears to you at this time as, yep, that sounds perfect. When I think about taking a break from whatever comes to mind, when I feel like taking a break from this, I picture this. Insert your little pictures there. Boop, 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 boop. Right? This is how you get stillness within. Okay, successfully overcoming a problem. So stillness within those waters. The waters are what? The waters are emotions. Emotions are what? Emotions are our guide as to what the sacred temple is trying to tell us. And the temple is the house of the soul. So therefore, it is sacred, is it not? Are you taking care of it? Are you nurturing it? For some of you, I also got the cacao ceremonies. That could resonate with somebody, or maybe if you feel called to look into it, there you go. If you feel called to look into it, because I feel like there's something about the sacredness of because I don't know the details. If not, I would tell you. You know, I would. I talk a lot. Well, if you're new, I talk a lot. Okay. Anyways, there's something about the sacredness of the cacao ceremony, or maybe it's the type of chocolate that you're eating. Right? Because chocolate is made from cacao. So, cacao. You could have a crow outside of your window annoying you. And I say annoying because I feel like you might be trying to meditate, or just you're seeking some sort of, right? And there's cacao. So, identify what outside of you is causing the waters within you to churn. Okay. And again, it's not always the people making us sad or making us mad, or sometimes it's the fact that they're identifying to us something that we already knew deep within us was true, but we don't want to look at it for whatever reason because it makes us uncomfortable. It doesn't sit well with us somehow, right? But that's where the growth lies. And that's where the state of flow is. And that's why anybody who thinks that like they can start healing and then you're done, no, you're not. No, you're not. None of us are. And it goes on so infinitely what we have to learn that no one can tell you at this point in time right now in the collective mind. Nobody can tell you how far along we are. That has not been made accessible to anyone yet. So we all need to focus on that stillness, on peace, on going with the flow, on calming down, on allowing people to feel and think and experience however they need to, while still doing so ourselves, and acknowledging where there's tension between that, and if it can be successfully worked around or not, or if it really just continues to point you in a direction of the best thing being a disconnect, right? So again, with the cord cutting here, and that could be something you need to do now, okay? Because with that, the November, or maybe you did a cord cutting during the full moon, or you're going to do it. I don't know. What is the moon right now? We just had a full moon. It's still pretty bright out there at night too. I couldn't see it last night. It was stormy, but it was really nice until the winds got really intense and you started hearing trees snapping in the forest. That made me sad. Anyways, you could be learning from these spirit babies, okay? Or these younger, if that's not who the message is for you, so if that doesn't resonate for you, but I feel like that's a very important message for somebody. You could have a loss that you have not grieved properly, okay? And there are no words. I hope you can feel the stillness that I'm hoping to bring to you, and the safeness and the awareness, the calm awareness of knowing that you're always that light. When things feel dark, you need to just remember that that's when you are the light, okay? What is that compared to? Well, I don't know. I don't know what your belief system is. That's why my messages are more like, it's always something that you can see, right? So that if you saw that happen, then how would you feel? Or if the story that I'm expressing to you happened to you, how would you feel? Again, this goes back to really digging deep to see how the things that are happening to you are making you feel. Because there are some that say, oh, things don't happen to you, they're happening for you. Well, yes, I know that. But I also know that we are all very, very capable of falling into a position where we can't see that, right? Where we feel like, no, I really don't know what else I could be doing different in my life for things to change, because no matter what I do, nothing changes, right? And that right there, do you see how it's like the waters, they start to churn, right? But then that when we say that, when we express that into the world, it begins to reflect it back to us. So maybe you need to express how you're feeling, okay? Again, I'm getting the 21 Pilots. There's something about childhood, okay? Whether this is your child or your inner child. The child, the energy of the child needs something right now. Maybe just that pause from you to actually look at what it is that needs to be looked at instead of avoiding it. What around you have you been avoiding? What around you feels the most chaotic? What around you is the most triggering? And why is that? If there really is nothing you could have done to prevent any of it, to I'm literally seeing things, guys, as simple as feeling overwhelmed by a big pile of laundry just because you kept ignoring it, you didn't feel like doing it. So instead of being disciplined and sticking to it because you know that you absolutely get overwhelmed when things pile up, then that tells you how you've let yourself down. Like, damn, I know how overwhelmed I get when I have this big pile of dishes in the sink, or when I have all this work at work piled up because I just didn't feel like answering emails for however long, right? And I knew it was going to pile up, but I just didn't feel like doing it. Well, why didn't you feel like doing it? You needed control in some way, shape, or form, and the control you chose was to neglect something that you knew would then pile up, because you just needed to get that energy of whatever from whatever you felt, whatever sense of achievement or accomplishment you felt when you did that, whatever gratification you got from the situation. Identify that. Identify why you felt you needed that, and then was it worth it? Something's thawing out. So, okay, for some of you, your relationship with a younger brother or a younger child could be improving. What happens when the sun comes out after snow? Well, it depends. If the temperatures get up high enough, right? Because there's no clouds. So then it might only be 40 degrees that day, or hell, not even. Maybe it's only 33 degrees, but you're still going to see that snow, Fahrenheit, by the way. You're still going to see that snow melt little by little. And the more clear days you have, the warmer the temperature gets, right? And then some clouds come in and it stays the same, but eventually it thaws out, right? And I am seeing something that is at the point of the grass is now seen, right? You can see the grass. Now it's more patches of snow. So the things you've gone cold to need looking at in your life around you. And then maybe some of the more lush areas of your life, more excessive areas of your life. I want to look at this one because it came out when I said that. Announcement bell. Now they're reminding me how I rang the bell a minute ago. I don't know what that's about. Pay attention to what's yours within, okay? Pay attention to what is yours within. When the bells go off, when the alarms go off within you about something, what's that? To me, this is you're getting triggered by something. Maybe it's something that happens in the month of November or happened in the month of November, because I don't know when you're finding this video, right? I don't know, but there's something specifically about November. Maybe this younger man or younger masculine energy, right? Has a birthday in November or has something to do with November. I just know for some reason it's like somebody wants to know something about November. Temporary situation is the first card I flipped over after I said that about November, and there's a tent. So maybe you're in between of living situations at this time, right? Like you could be staying with family. You could be, you could literally be, my heart goes out to you if that's the case, but there are people out there who are literally living in tents, okay? For whatever the reason may be, no one should have to live that way. Especially not in the month of November. If you live somewhere cold, think about that. Think about that. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay, so for those of you, this, like I said, as they say earlier, it could be a friend, right? This could be somebody you see as like a younger brother, and you yourself could be a boy, so they're younger than you, okay? Interesting. So this could be somebody that you might have like a love-hate relationship with also, okay? Some of you could feel like a brother doesn't like you or something like that, a younger brother. But I feel like that you're only feeling that way because there's something that you need to express. Maybe you sit down and share a drink of any sort, right? Because it's a teapot, so it could be tea, coffee, water, juice, smoothie, wine, whatever your cup's filled with, right? You guys are discussing something over a cup, right? And you could learn that what you have thought of this younger energy is not, it's wrong. You're wrong about it. But it's because something within you needed, that the light needed to be shined on that specific darkness in order to fortify the light within you. So just know, okay, so know that whatever's stressing you out, whatever's causing all that deep feeling stuff within, you're being guided to how you can make that better, how you can bring the stillness to that, the peace, right? And Victory in some endeavor. As I said that, right? You could be an Aries, or the number 5 could be significant to you, or maybe just the animal, the ram, could be like a spirit guide for somebody here. We also have shark out here. You stay there. You stay there. Oh, and we have beetle. Good fortune. Oh, beautiful. Listen, guys. Victory in some endeavor and good fortune. Okay, so luck is absolutely on your side. But you've got to be careful, right? Because you don't want to make a bad deal, I'm getting, specifically for somebody here, okay? You don't want to make a bad deal. So yes, thank you. Keep yourself in mind with everything that you I'm seeing different types of contracts. Somebody here, it could be a physical contract of something. Again, always, always, always read and reread. If there's anything that you in the slightest don't understand, number one, ask questions so you can see how they respond to you and what they tell you and how the vibe feels, but then also get a second opinion. Because you can say, you know what, I want to let my attorney have a look at this, right? And then you find somebody that you trust who's an attorney who can look at the contract, and then they guide you through the process. Or maybe that's something you need to do if this resonates for you, okay? Because it says take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. And what it's feeling like is that it could be that someone is wanting to bite off more than they, not only more than what they could chew, but more than what they should. Like, so this could be like vibes of like messing with a chosen one, as they say, right? And what does that mean? That means you're messing with someone who has the stillness within and is attempting to express the stillness without. And when you harm one of them, you get bit back even harder, right? So this is like the fish that bites the worm on the hook, then the bigger fish gets that fish and they get away because, you know, they weren't attached to the hook, kind of thing. So it's like somebody wants to take more than what they deserve for whatever they have contributed. Okay. Again, sharks could be significant. I'm getting specifically tiger and great white. Okay, that's two very specific because there are a lot of different sharks and I know a lot of them. But I'm getting very specifically tiger shark and great white shark. So there's something about the behavior of those animals and how they interact with their surroundings. Possibly watching videos of that or researching about that, period, could help you understand something or learn something or see something or know something. Okay, whatever. There's a message for you there. Shark, beetle, ram. Yeah, I'm being told Aries. So for somebody specifically here, you could be an Aries, okay? And maybe you need to hear that the younger man could also have been like a friend you lost. I'm thinking like either in teen years or younger, okay? And they passed on. I do see that they do still connect with you because you are soulmates on the higher planes. And that just means that your frequency works with their frequency to help each other, okay? So you could be seeing signs that this person is around you. So maybe if it was from little and you guys like the same cartoons, you'll start seeing a lot of paraphernalia of those cartoons, right? Or maybe you guys used to go to specific types of games, like a specific sport or a specific team, and then you start seeing that stuff everywhere, even though you haven't like been a part of it for a while, it feels like. Yeah, but you're being let know that this person is around you, and that's important for somebody. And again, that would be specifically if you resonate with the Ram, or if you're an Aries. Maybe they were an Aries. I don't know. It could be that as well. Yeah. Is there anything else for the collective here? I'm still holding on to the shark, so I feel like there's something more with the shark, and then we'll be done because this is more than long enough. So thank you very much. Should I? Any more there? No, I'll no. Look at these first. Okay. Money will be coming to you. Fair woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. And then we have wind chimes, peace and harmony. Okay, so I don't know why I'm being told to show you that one specifically. Well, maybe because it's a person card, and I always show the person cards. What does this have to do with the shark? Oh, thank you so much. Okay, yes. So those of you that this is an actual contract, like a deal of some sort, right? There could be in the time that you take, like maybe you just want to think about it. Maybe you're like, you say to give you 48, 36, however many hours or whatever, however long you need to think about it, to mull it over or whatever, for whatever your reasons. You don't need to express that to anybody, right? You just let them know you need that time. In that time, I feel that another offer comes in that is much more harmonious with you, and it sits much better with you. So this could be a different company, it could be a different brand, whatever it is for you. It's just, it feel like it's totally different from the other one. Yeah, and it's, yeah, you're gonna see how the other contract was not fair, and it is going to confirm within you everything that you were feeling in the initial meeting with the first contract. Okay, and I think that's all I have, guys. I think that's all that needed to come out. Is there anything else? For some of you, quite literally, the person that you need to be careful with, that will be in, or this energy specifically of a fair woman will be involved in something you need to be cautious around, right? Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. I don't know. This person feels, the one that's attached to the shark energy feels very, fiery. So maybe maybe they're an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius, right? Maybe this fair woman involved, it's something to know is that they're going to be a fire sign. I don't know. If that's for you, it's for you, guys. That's all I have. I'm going to check the bottom here. We have wreath, sorrow over a loss. Yeah, again, somebody here, there is a loss that you had that you have not allowed yourself to properly grieve. And I felt very strongly that this was the loss of a child for somebody, okay? And someone very specifically, a baby. I feel this is something you really wanted that just didn't work out. And now it's this angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. That spirit baby watches over you fiercely, because in the very short time that you were together in their incarnation, they could feel the love you had towards them. They could feel how fiercely you wanted to love, guide, and protect them. Okay, this really hurts. I mean, I'm so sorry. I know this is triggering. I've never experienced this. I don't know what it feels like, but It is deep, it is strong, it is raw, and my heart goes out to you. If I were with you, I would give you a big hug. You've been very, very strong, but there is a sadness, there is an emptiness attached to this loss that needs your acknowledgement right now, okay? I feel that it is going to make your heart bloom fiercely, okay? Wildly and freely, and it is going to bring such a deep stillness for you that you are going to see everything as if it were a crystal clear mirror, okay? This is a beautiful blessing, and I know that whatever you have to process is super deep, okay? But you are going to find the peace that you seek. Don't be afraid to dive deep. I know there's some scary things in the deep, right? But remember, the deep, sometimes we fear it because we don't know what's down there, right? Well, because why? It's so dark, because we can't see. And even with the light doesn't travel very far in the very depths, right? And that can be scary when you don't know what it is that you feel you should know. Be okay with that. Be okay with just, you could be sitting there and you could be like, just now how I just randomly started crying like that. That could actually happen to you. You could be talking about something totally different, and then something you have not properly grieved over wells up inside you because of something somebody else says or does, or maybe a smell in the environment, or maybe literally nothing, and your tears are streaming and you're like, what? Body, are you okay? What's going on? I feel like it's that kind of a thing. But when that happens, or if that happens to you, if you start crying and you don't know, like you literally, like you don't feel, I feel like you might not even feel anything, okay? But tears are streaming and you're just like, what? Why? I feel like asking why, even just thinking it, your vessel is going to respond to you. And it is going to, it's going to show you why. Okay? So talk to your body. Talk to your body. This is why our words are so important, right? And we should be very careful with them, because the vessel is made up of mostly water, right? Water holds frequency. Don't believe me? Go research it. Does water hold frequency? I don't remember the scientist's name, but he's brilliant, and he spoke to water, and the different words held a different shape when the water was flash frozen to a snowflake, right? There's something about that for you. So whatever you speak, remember, whatever you say, it affects at a cellular level your temple, the temple that houses your soul, that protects you, that guides you, okay? You've got to take care of it. There's something about that. And with all the stress that I felt, you really need to identify what a break looks like to you, like what a dream break looks like to you, and you need to do that. Okay? All right, guys, that's all I have for you. There's something about wind chimes here for somebody specifically. Maybe something as simple as 5 minutes outside, just listening to a wind chime blowing in the wind, right? Or just listening to the wind outside, or just being out in stillness, right? I don't know about you, but me personally, I feel like the greatest house of God of all, the only house of God, is out in nature. But that'll trigger some people if you tell them you don't believe in the church building thing. Buildings are created with intent too diluted and corrupted by man, whereas nature is pure, nature is God. Okay? So maybe if you want to feel closer to God, maybe you need to get out in nature, okay? And maybe you've been going to church a lot because you thought maybe that would help you in some way because you're trying to do the proper thing. But I feel that maybe you need to be open, and maybe this is why you need to hear this at the end of the message. Maybe what you need is to sit with how you feel about this right now and then identify what it is to you, okay? Yeah. Why does it make you freeze up or feel, get very cold, bitter? What does it point out to you? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go probably take a nap or maybe get something to eat. I don't know. I kept waking up to snapping branches and wind. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this helps. Bye.